Alex Cooper, the founder of Call Her Daddy podcast, is shutting down Unwell, her beverage company valued at $500 million. Here's why I think she's doing that. Hear me out. Now, before you think I'm some kind of Alex Cooper hater, I'm not. I think she's actually one of the most impressive entrepreneurs of the past decade. Let me just tell you a few of the things that she's done just in the past 8 years. Alex Cooper and her friend Sophia founded Call Her Daddy in 2018. Now, in 2 months, it went from 12,000 monthly listeners to 2 million monthly listeners. A month later, she signs to Barstool. 2 years later, Call Her Daddy gets an exclusive deal with Spotify for, wait for it, $60 million. And it gets even better. 3 years after that, SiriusXM signs her for an exclusive deal for, wait for it, $125 million. If you don't find that to be insanely impressive, that one lady with a friend who later left for whatever reasons founded a podcast that turned into a $125 million SiriusXM deal. I'm sorry, but that is one of the most impressive entrepreneurs I've ever heard of. She created a movement. Everyone would look at what she created and say, give me the strategy, give me the tactics, give me all that. Maybe I'll start a podcast and call her mommy. But no, you would not get the same results because she created a movement. Now, one of the things that she did that was so impressive was that she did not just start a podcast, she gave an identity. Call Her Daddy. People listen to that because they feel like they're listening to an older sister. Many of her listeners, which are a lot, say it feels like I'm listening to my big sister who gave me an identity. All of the code words to use, the inside jokes, they all give identity. 70 million women a month tune in to listen to the Call Her Daddy podcast. 70 million. The Call Her Daddy podcast and Alex Cooper have over 100 million followers over all of social media. Over 100 million followers over all of social media. Call Her Daddy alone, just the podcast, gets 10 million weekly listeners. That's every week. 10 million. That doesn't happen on accident. But we're still left with, okay, so why is she shutting down Unwell? Now, she hasn't flat out said why. They're going to have one last launch over Halloween and then they're shutting it down. And here's the deal. It's valued at $500 million and they say it's been profitable from day one. So let me ask you, if you start a beverage company, it's profitable from day one. You've got a media channel with hundreds of millions of listeners and you shut it down even though it's valued at $500 million. Now, this is the first time she's taken on investment. So the people that invested valued it at $500 million. So it's not like she's just saying, hey, it's a $500 million brand. No, people that are giving their hard-earned cash are looking at this brand, Unwell, and saying, we believe it's valued at $500 million. And she's still closing the doors on it. So here is exactly why I believe she is shutting it down. And I actually think it's the right thing to do. Okay, she scaled way too fast in this beverage thing, but I think there's a bigger issue to it. Even though she did a hydration, she did an energy line, I think she did like another beverage line. Even though I think she could make a ton of money off of this brand and stay profitable, I think she realized something that most people that start a movement in one category or one area do not realize. That just because you start something somewhere else where it can make money doesn't mean you have to stay there. And it doesn't mean that it actually aligns with the original movement. Now remember, I believe there's 4 pillars to a movement. The first one is you have to be a missionary founder. You have to be a founder who sees themselves on a mission. The second thing is you have to have a psychotic philosophy. Maybe everyone looks at it and goes, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But then it does make sense. And that's what she saw with her podcast. Starting a podcast with your roommate and believing that it's going to turn into something great and you're going to Call Her Daddy. Good luck. Well, it worked. Okay. That's amazing. Now, the third pillar in a movement, which is really important, is that you have fanatics, you don't have followers. Okay. You have fanatics, you don't have followers. This is crazy important. Now, if you do not have a psychotic philosophy, then it doesn't work. which leads to the fourth pillar, which really should be the third pillar, but whatever, is that you actually have to have something that creates a transformation. Whatever your quote unquote product is, it actually has to create a real, noticeable, undeniable transformation for the consumer. Okay? That's what creates a movement. And you don't get to where she's at unless you have that. You don't have this many fanatics unless you are creating a transformation for them. It might be an internal transformation or an external. For these people, it's internal. They got an identity. She makes them feel like co-owners in the podcast by creating an awesome podcast for this very targeted group of people that, to the tune of 10 million listeners a week. They feel internally that they've had an identity shift, that they're now a part of something bigger than themselves. Okay? So I think what happens here is she realizes a beverage company is just another thing to sell to my audience, to my people, to my movement, and it doesn't align. It is not intrinsic to what she does, and so I think she shuts it down. And if that is the reason why, I applaud her. Do I agree with everything she says? Do I listen to her podcast? No, because I'm not her target person, all right? Now, for that target person, I bet they look at that, which is a big move to say, I'm shutting the doors on something that's worth $500 million, and I'm willing to shut it down because it doesn't align with the mission that I'm on, the movement that I have, even though I have one of the most powerful media companies ever. Hear me. This is as big, if not bigger, than your favorite podcast that's out there. It's in the top 10 every single week with this many listeners. And she says, yeah, and I've got a beverage company that's valued at $500 million, and it's in Target, and it's been profitable since day one, and I'm going to shut it down. That, to me, is the mark of a founder that's on a mission. That maybe, and this is where you have to be really, really careful. And this is actually a warning to all other founders. Just because you have a movement doesn't mean you have to look at them as people to sell to. I see this all this time, especially in the branding ecosystem, where people are going, okay, what else can we sell to them? What else can we sell to them? What else would they buy? What if we said this? Maybe we change the image on this. And guess what? We aren't just consumers anymore. We're really smart. We've seen it all. And we don't just want quote unquote authenticity, even though that's now the cool thing is to be authentic. But the people that are preaching to be authentic rarely know how to be authentic because they don't know who they are, because they're constantly thinking about how to sell. And in order to sell, they think I need to be whatever you think you want. So they're constantly shifting into what they think they need to be in order to sell you things. But I think Alex Cooper said no, because this thing just was not aligned with who she is and what she wanted to create and the transformation that she wants for the people that listen to call her daddy. Don't just sell. Don't look at your people that are looking for an undeniable life transformation and say, I wonder if they would buy X. It doesn't work. All right. My name is Justice. I coach founders. I've coached over 100 founders. I believe brands are dead, and I help brand owners go from thinking brand to thinking movement. Let's go.